In this video, we're going to be building, once again, we're going to be building a Passkey login flow powered by LazorKit, right, with smart wallet authentication. So let's just dive right in. First thing first, open up the documentation. So I've created a detailed yet simple documentation to follow on how to integrate Passkey login flow powered by LazorKit. You can integrate it probably in your mobile app. So there is a React native, documentation to follow on the main LazorKit website. But for this one, we are building it on a website, on a web page, right? And we are using Next.js. So first thing first, all you have to do is set up your Next.js project. And I'm sure most of us here, we all know how to set up a Next.js project. If you don't know, I'm going to recommend some couple of videos where you can go ahead and learn how to set up your Next.js. So when you're done with that, just come in right back in and join the tutorial session, right? So when you're done setting up your Next.js project, right? So we're using Next.js, React TypeScript. First thing first, open up your Next.js in any of the editors that you feel you want to use. So I'm using, for this tutorial, I'll be using VS Code. I wanted using Cursor, but let's just use VS Code because most of us are common when it comes to using VS Code, right? So first thing first, we have to do some installation for LazorKit, right? All from LazorKit. So first thing first, let's install all this. I have my, VS Code open already. Just going to paste the command, right? Start installing. While this is installing, I'll come in and copy this second installation. So this is the main installation. This second one is based off if you have some model errors, right? There are some missing dependencies, but that's you will be prompted to install. If you don't install it, you're going to face errors, right? While running the project live, you would see some errors that would hinder you from building the products well. So you have to install most of these dependencies, right? So let's just go back and check if, okay, installation is done. I'll add the second one. I think I'm missing, let's just check. Yeah, I'm missing something here. We'll need, Zustand, STAND. We'll need these two. That's everything you need for running this tutorial session. So it's done. We'll just clear off things. What else? What else? Are we installing another thing? No. So once you're done installation, once you're done with the installation, open your layouts and pasting, replace the code that you have on your layout with this one. And if you check it out here, almost everything is the same except this. So let's just copy this. This is all what we need. Then I'm going to open our layouts and paste this code on line 14. I'll need to change the name of this to Passkey tutorial. All right, then this one too. A simple tutorial. Okay. No, not Next.js. Let's use LazorKit. Yeah. Okay, now let's run our project so we can see what's happening. I'm using npm, so npm run dev. Let's wait for it. Okay, it's coming up. Then I'll just have to navigate back here and localhost to 3000, or you just shift and click on the localhost here, control and click. Right, let's wait for it to load up. All right, while it's loading up, let's go back to, okay, I think I'll need to explain what just happened here. So for buffer is a dependency that enables you run Solana libraries. There are different Solana libraries like the Solana Kit, the Solana program library, the web adapter. So without buffer, your Solana integration won't run smoothly and you need buffer to run it, right? So LazorKit is built on top of Solana, and there's some Solana libraries that are being powered by that powers LazorKit. So you need buffer to run it, right? So it's done. Forget about this. Next.js usually have dependency errors, so that has nothing to do with what we are building today. You can go work on it, right? But for this, let's just focus on what we have. I don't want to make the video quite long. So once you're done with that, this is where you get to add wrap your page with the LazorKit provider. So I'm just going to copy everything here. So with this LazorKit code provider, we have configuration with, some of the components like RPC URL, we have the portal URL, we have the paymaster configuration, and we are running all this on DevNet, right? So let's just open our page. Okay, as you can see, just Control A, Control V. I'll need to change most of this thing because we don't have it installed. I'll just call this a P tag. Welcome. Awesome. This, autocomplete, or this AI companion is giving me what I need. So we're running this on DevNet, right? And we have this. This is the portal that gets to open that pop-up whenever you want to log in or sign up. There's a pop-up that will come up for you to scan your fingerprints, right? So all these are the configuration or setup that you need to run that program. So let's save it. It's saved already. Then check it out again. All right, welcome to the Passkey tutorial. Is it just me, or did the font change? Well, we are not running towards the fonts for today. All right, so after that, just go back to the documentation. So for this part, this is the main part we are building for today. This is the main logic that we are implementing today. So first thing first, we'll have to create this. All right, so just copy this, then go back and open my components folder, create a file. It shouldn't be under UI folder, directly under component. Then just paste this in. This is the name of the folder we're using today. So just go back and copy the code from the documentation, right? Then I'm going to explain what a code entails. Just paste it here. I would have to delete most of these. All right. So this is not part of the code itself. Then scroll up. I think I'll get rid of this because I'll be explaining it. You don't need this. We're trying to keep the code clean. Right. So yeah, we'll leave the rest of the comments. So first thing first, we added our use client because this is a Next.js application and we need a use client since we're working with the client side. We imported use wallet from LazorKit wallet. So this use wallet comes with some state, right? Then we imported card, right? So I npm installed ShadCN. ShadCN is a UI library where you can get already existing components that were designed for you to just add to your code and move on from there. So I imported card and button from, ShadCN UI. Then I added fingerprint icon and some couple of other icons. Then called the use state and the use effects from the React hook, right? Then declared the function itself called Passkey Auth Flow, right? Then I created, I destructured this wallet, use wallet, right? Destructured it. I called the connect function, the disconnect, the is connected boolean. It's connecting boolean, the wallet itself, and the smart wallet oblique key, right? All these have been destructured from the use wallet. So after this, you go ahead to, right, and create a use state. So this use state is what would be interacting with, right, mostly when it comes to clicking on the button. It calls the connecting state. Once you are done scanning your fingerprint or authenticating, it calls the is connected state. And the idle state is the static state or the default state, right? The use effect here, right? This use effect is when it's called when your connection is true. So if your connection is true, it shows connected. It moves to the next step. Else, it goes back to the default state, which is the idle state. Then login simple flow. We call the connecting states, right? We await and we call the connect function, right? Then we catch some errors if there's any error prior to probably a blockage while trying to connect. It didn't connect, and we set the login step back to the idle state or the default state. Then we have a function for logout, which is handle logout. We just call the function disconnect from the destructured use wallet we imported from LazorKit/wallet, and we just have to reset it to the idle state. Now for the UI, we have three parts in this UI. So let me close the first one. So this first one is just a normal header, right? So you can forget about this one. This is just a normal header that you'll be seeing on the UI. Then for the card, I think I'll be showing you the UI too. So this is the UI. Oh, we didn't import, yeah. So let's import this. What's the name of our Passkey, right? Passkey Auth Flow. So try that again, right? Okay, there it is. So first of all, this is the first component we saw, which is this one, just a normal header telling you that this is what the project is all about. So after this, we created a component, we created a card, right? A card section, and this is where every other thing is. So this card section is from recall Chat-scene UI. Then we have a UI design here, right? This UI design, this one, and the button. So you just have to create a simple, responsive, card with the header of the card, the text about the card, and the call to action, which is the button to interact with any function you wrote behind the scene. So once you click on continue with Passkey, this calls the login states at the login, right? So we wrote it here. We initialize the state here. Login step from the use state we wrote. So recall the default is the idle state. So since it's on default, when we click on this button, continue with Passkey, we wrap it up with this state, which is with this boolean, right? This particular boolean, which is it's connecting, right? We wrap it up here. So if it's connecting, that is if you are trying to scan or authenticate your fingerprints, the status for that button will change from continue with Passkey to connecting. Else it remains as continue with Passkey because you are not connecting, right? This is the first steps. And you see that on click, it calls this handle login. Then the next one is when user is actually connecting. So we want you to see we want you to see a UI explaining what is happening behind the scene, right? So we declared the steps again, the login steps again. And this time around, instead of being the idle states, we have the connecting, since something is already happening behind the scene. Then we created a simple design, right, to call the authenticating, right? So this is like the authenticating card to tell you that, okay, it's loading, something is happening, please wait while we authenticate your fingerprint. So if this authenticating is successful, this is the next step. If it's successful, right, with all these components which is connected, right? So the login step will change from connecting to the last one, which is connected, right? This is the next state, connected. So if it's connected, show this, right? Show successful. It shows this, then it's going to fetch every single details about your wallet. So what we fetched here was just the wallet address, which is the public key, the wallet's public key, right? So we have the function here, right? I just decided to add this inside the code so that you can copy it, right? We declared the wallet, we called the public key, then we diluted it to a base 58 string, right? To string. So it's going to show us those number, uppercase and lowercase. Normally, you know how wallet's public key or your wallet address looks like, right? So let me show you how this works. I'll click on this and I'll add my fingerprints. Let's wait for it. So recall we had this configuration, right? We had a portal URL. So this is it's calling the fingerprints, right? So since I have an account already, I'll just have to sign in. But if this is your first time, add your name, right? Just add your name, then click on create account and create your account and add your fingerprint. But since I have an account already, all I have to do is sign in, select the account I have, then add my fingerprints. Let's wait for it to, indicate that I've successfully added my fingerprints. It's trying to detect my finger. Come on. Yeah, I don't want to feel just detected my finger. Where's this error coming from? I think it's Next.js normal error stuffs. So now the login step has changed from it's connecting to connected. That's why we can see this page now. Since we are connected, it took us to the landing, let's call it like a landing page with our wallet address, which is the base 58 and the status of connected. Now let's navigate back to our code itself. All right, so you just saw it on the UI itself, how the login flow works, right? From the idle states to the is connecting states, then to the connected states, right? It's very simple, integrating Passkey flow right from LazorKit. LazorKit is right from time, I think the most easiest integration I've seen so far, right? And it's effective. That's one thing I can say about it. It's effective. I would advise anyone that wants to build anything relating to Web3 authentication to go through LazorKit. It kills the pathway of passing through seed phrase and all the stuff. Your fingerprint is everything. right? So after that, if you want to log out, recall we have the logout state. Just come in here, click on logout, and you're going to log out. So this logout here, on click, it calls the handles logout, which calls the disconnect function from the use wallet we destructured. So it's default the state back to the idle state. And there you go. It's quite simple. It's quite straightforward. It's quite easy for anyone to follow. So far you're a developer and you want to integrate LazorKit Auth Flow, it's quite very simple for you to follow up. Just know that you'll have to, add your buffer, right? You can run your Solana without the buffer. Add your buffer to your layout if you're using Next.js. If you're using React, you have to add it to, I think, the vite config.ts file, right? You add it there. Then your page.tsx, you add the configuration. Then you pass in the LiveKit provider. After that, you can go back to the documentation, copy the code, or understand it, then write it yourself and add some updates. So what you can build so many tools, so many projects, so many things with this Passkey Flow, right in the LazorKit, right? So it's very easy to build with. It won't take you up to 10 minutes to set it up, right? And you are good to go. So thank you very much for watching the video. Do well to review and go through the documentation. Do well to go through the API reference architecture of how to structure your project for any authentication that has to do with LiveKit. I have some configuration documentation I wrote for you, how to get started with LiveKit and LazorKit rather. Sorry about that. LazorKit and troubleshooting, right? I have a documentation on that. Some of the, errors or the model errors you might encounter, right, when you're building or when you're integrating the LazorKit. So I have some of the documentations here. I wrote some of the documentations down that you can follow and have a safe drive whenever you're building with LazorKit. So thank you very much. If you have any question, you can drop it below on the YouTube comment section, or you tag me. You can go follow me on X, then drop it. I'll be posting this. I'll drop it on the X handle too. So just comment, ask me any question. You can come into my DM on TG on X, or drop a question on YouTube. I'll do well to reply you with some feedback. Or you can even ask for anyone that wants access to the example folder. All you have to do is visit this repository. Go to the examples. You can either fork or clone the repository and get access to the code itself, or just come to this documentation and follow the documentation step by step, because it's clearly explained and highlighted. So thank you very much. Thank you for working with me through on how to integrate Passkey authentication flow with smart wallets directly from LazorKit. Let's build together.